Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, we're out here in the old time cave doing a little content for everybody. Now, as you can see, we have a few cold blasts on the table, and I'm also doing a different perspective. I'm doing a change. I thought I'd get the old table out and, have a little more real estate to deal with. So here we have the blizzards. We're facing actually the west. So our time cave faces north and south. I'm facing the west wall. So different, changing it up a little bit. All right, we're doing a part one. So this is just a little bit of an identification class. So I'm going to go through some of the subtle details. So it will help you spot and recognize lanterns in the wild or online, and also maybe give a little suggestion. I don't do evaluations of price or of lanterns, because it really is relative. It just depends on how much you are willing to pay for a lantern and how much the seller is willing to come down from their asking price. So, or how much you really want it. Anyhow, we're going to just talk about the blizzards and a brief evolution of design with the Dietz Blizzard. And this is the number 2, of course. So right here we have 1900, patented 1899. This one was introduced right around 1900. This one is definitely in the very early stages of that design. This one has the ring pole on the top of the crown, held by a small gauge piece of wire that's twisted on the other end. These do pull off fairly. It's common to find them without it, because they were known to just pull right off. Because sometimes people are barbarians and they don't know what they're doing. Anyways, moving along, we have 4 long horizontal slots in the top of the crown. This was a design for only this period. For the first couple of years of production, they did that. Soon they went to more multiple. They went to 8 slots. Okay, so the 8 slots actually provided more strength in the crown. So less metal means less strength. So they had to reinforce it. Okay, so we have flat top fount. Most people understand a flat top fount means earlier design. That's true. Smaller air chamber, no reinforcements on the air tubes, outside lift, and a larger skirt on the globe. Larger skirt on the fount. I'm sorry. So this all changed soon after this model was introduced. First productions have a soldered in bottom, where the plate is actually a separate piece that is soldered into the bottom of the fount. This is one piece that's stamped, and then they just added the other piece and then soldered it in. Okay, moving right along, we have the second newest. This is the next one, pretty much next up from this version. So this one's patented 1906, March of 06. That means it was made right around 1907, 1908. This thing, of course, is very clean. I was very lucky to get this thing. But anyways, we see the ring has changed to a flat side. It has a larger sleeve clip. So this is a little later. It's a better invention, a better idea. More stronger. It wasn't easier to pull off. Also, we see multiple horizontal vent holes. So they split the large ones into 8 instead of 4. We see the addition of 2 horizontal beads stamped into the air tubes for rigidity and strength. The globe plate has the cross guards, but it also has the early accommodations for what would be a lock knob globe. So that is the first generation right there that I've seen of a lock for accommodating a globe that they didn't really have quite yet. So yeah, this is from about 1906, 1908, right around in that window. Still the same small filler spout. As I was going to say, I forgot to mention, the first generations had a small fill spout with a smaller cap that's flat with a very subtle gnarled edge. This one is the same size, but it's a beefier brass cap with a gnarled edge. And this was soon to be replaced with a slightly larger fill spout. Also, you'll see the skirt still looks the same, but it's more recessed. It's not as wide as the first generation is. Still has an outside lift lever. So it's essentially the same lantern with subtle differences. This one has the regulator wheel, it's stamped R.E. Dietz Company, USA. This one has no branding on it. It's just more like a cog style. So they skimped on that. They didn't do that detail in 1907, 1908. Okay, moving right along, we're going to skip a few years. We have this one, which represents more or less the design of what the Blizzard is today, or up into the last couple of years when it was being produced. We see that The air chamber is very small on here. It's become a little larger, and now it's a balloon. It went to a dome shape. So they also went away from a bayonet style cone over a separate burner piece. So they went with a single burner piece that's a wing lock burner, and they also did what we call a rising cone. So they stamped a piece of metal that the cone for the burner into the plate for the globe. All right, so that's a two-piece assembly that came about in 1917, 1918 to save metal for the First World War, which I don't quite understand because it's taking up plenty of metal. Anyways, the domed fount actually acts as the air chamber as well. So they made it larger. They pushed it out to near the edge. They still have the stamping where it says Dietz, New York, USA, #2 Blizzard, blah, blah, blah. But the domed majority of the top of the fount also helps repel water and from collecting on top of the fount and rusting. And also, of course, this model is made with brass, so it's not going to rust. But that's that. We also see the same globe guards for the locked knobs globe. This one has a locked knob globe. This one comes out after the invention of the locked knob globe. The pull tab on top of this is a balloon shape. So we went from a round circle to a lopsided circle to a balloon shape. Also, they had already introduced the Dietz oval logo that's on the top there. And they also have the same oval with it says Blizzard inside. So that was only brief. They only did that for maybe a few years, and then they went to double branding where it says Dietz on either side of the crown. This one has the lift lever on the inside of the air tube. So that happened soon after. So as soon as this started moving, when this moved into the inside, then that was about 1910, I want to say, 1910, 11, right around there. Then they moved it from the outside to the inside because it was more vulnerable on the outside. And it could be easily knocked off. You know, things could happen to it way out here where it was a little safer inside. So that makes sense. But it's fun to see the evolution of these things. You see how the model progressed and how it was refined and what it became today. As you can see, this has different air tubes. It has a crease down the middle along with 3 horizontal reinforcement beads. So that was all added for rigidity and strength. So it was not as soft to, receive dents, because, well, even though I have seen air tubes that are nearly crushed, but they did offer some resistance to dents and being crushed. But yeah, nothing was going to stop this tin from being completely crushed if you ran it over with a car or anything. But anyways, that's kind of more or less what I wanted to cover today, and just showing the difference, kind of a subtle evolution of the design of this wonderful lantern. If you're looking online, you will see that they do want a lot of money for a very common lantern. They are not rare. They do exist. They're all over the internet, but everybody thinks that they're very expensive, and they price them very high. Sometimes you can make an offer and get a better deal, or you can find somebody that lists one that doesn't know what it is, or they're not looking for a big price tag. So you get a little better price, but also keep your eyes peeled at flea markets and whatnot, and you'll probably find one for even better price than online, and you don't have to pay shipping. Even better. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will be making a part 2 soon, so stay tuned. We'll be doing another part in a little while, probably tomorrow or Sunday. I'll upload that, but hope you guys enjoyed this one with the blizzards and the evolution details. All right, take care, everybody, and have a great night. All right, bye-bye.